thank you. Welcome back to Live from Bernica Park, right here at the Chelsea Bistro. So if you want some food, chef just gone home. Finished. Now, for those of you who weren't here on the last show, we were talking about scientific and educational things about the human body, which everybody found fascinating. And guess what? I've got some more amazing facts this week that I discovered when I was in the bathroom at home. Now, you might think this is funny, but this is very, very serious, and it might affect a lot of people. So if you get affected after the show, phone us. We've got a special line for people who got a bit upset by it, okay? It's right here, and you'll speak to me directly. Hi, what's wrong? Oh, you got a bit upset, did you? Oh, I'm sorry. Anyway, all try this. Just put your hand up like this, okay? To try this. And everybody at home, just try this, because it's true and it works. Now, put this against your nose like that, okay? Doesn't mean anything, I just wanted to show you. No. Actually, if you do that, the truth is, if you want to know how long your nose is, that's how long your nose is, so you can measure it. And I've measured mine. It's very small, as you can see. But if you want to know, that's exactly how it works. And there's another thing as well. If you get your foot, right, and you just put your foot against your forearm, do you want to try this? No, it's true. It's very true. This. Put your foot against your forearm, and that's how big your foot is. It's from... What are you laughing at? This is very true. It's the length from here to there. And there's another fascinating thing. If you take one of your eyes, which you're probably not going to do, and you put your eye in the middle here, do you know everything will marry up? It will all meet up. Now, we can't do that, so you have to take my word for it. But that's what happens. Oh, yeah, another thing. Did you know that, you know, your ears and nose grow till you die? In fact, I might be wrong. Any doctors in here? None of you look like doctors to me, or scientists. So I can safely say there's none. But did you know that your ears and nose actually carry on growing till after you're dead? Did you know that?
No.
I didn't realise what an educational programme this really is. The only thing that doesn't grow, and this is from birth, is your eyes. So that's why when you see babies, they go, oh, haven't they got lovely big eyes? That's because their eyes don't ever grow. And if there's any doctors anyway that say I'm wrong, give me a ring, because I'm fairly certain I'm wrong. Oh, there's another big thing. Listen, do that. Oh, go on, don't worry about the person next to you. Just kick them. Do that, right? Now that is how tall you are. Did anybody know that?
Yes.
No, you didn't. You're just bullshitting me now. Do you know what we're going to do? We're going to prove it. Right, Faik, Naim, we're going to prove it to you now. Watch this. Right. I'm just going to prove my scientific theory, even though you think, don't get so excited, all right? Now, what these two clowns are going to do, we're going to actually test this, all right? We're going to open my arms, pick me up carefully.
Hide.
Carefully, watch my nuts. Now we're going to go upside down.
This
we're going to go that way.
Oh, that
We've got to prove that this works. Come on. Right, go. Oh, fuck me. Right, put me against the wall. Don't drop me. Hold me. Hold. Can you... Are you really not strong enough to do it again? Come on. Right, come on. Get me against the wall here. Somebody get the chalk and mark it. We're going to test this, all right? Okay. Who wants to chalk it?
No.
All right, hang on. Just do it again. Somebody get the chalk. I'll do it myself here.
How are you going to do it with that arm?
I don't know. I'll have to do it with that hand.
Okay with that.
Right, ready? Right,
Right
go.
here.
Come on. Oh, right, get me on the floor. Get my that's it. Right, there. Where is it? There, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, put me on. Fuck! Bash my head! Do you know what, if you don't want to do any scientific experiments, don't use these two. Get out, get off. Now, hang on. Do you know what? I don't know why I bother. It worked in rehearsal. I'm telling you. But unfortunately, as with all science, experiments go wrong. But I'm sure if I... Hang on a second. Look, this is wrong, because my hand was too high. Wasn't it? Anyway, I think it works. What do you want to talk about? Anybody want to talk about anything? Oh, I've got something else. Something that has just come to mind. Something, 'cause I live in London, okay? So I spend most of my time there. Now, I don't really... Nobody in. I've got to show you this. Hang on. Hello? No, it's nobody, don't worry. I've got to show you this before we talk about our guest that's coming. I saw this poster on the internet, and my friend sent it to me. This is a real poster that exists on the London Underground. Can we show that, somebody? This is true. I want you to have a look at this, okay? It says here, staring. I'm going to read it for those of you who can't see it at the back. Staring, intrusive staring of a sexual nature is sexual harassment and is not tolerated. I mean, what happened to freedom of speech? That went a few years ago. But I mean, freedom of looking at somebody. So now, I'm just wondering, how long is it that you can stare at somebody before they say it's a sexual nature? Let me try staring at you. I don't know, do you feel sexually threatened? I mean, what happens when you go to court? Well, how many seconds did you stare at her? It's not going to stop this. Hello? Oh, one moment, please, one moment. We've got a booking for the bistro. And what is your name, sir? Hox who? Hoxa? Huh? Mr. Hox. Mr. Ardian Hoxa. Mr. Ardian Hoxa is coming for dinner. Come in. We've got Mr. Ardian Hoxa coming for dinner. Hello.
How are you? How are you?
You're looking handsome and you're looking well. I know you're sitting.
You don't look too bad either.
Come and sit down. Sit down. In fact, before... Oh, you want to take your jacket off?
I'll take off my
He
jacket.
told me he was taking his jacket off. I've come prepared. Who took my coat hanger? Who took my coat hanger? No, bring it back. No, I want the coat. I like to do it for... Do you know what? Come here. I know you've got a load of money in that pocket, and I know it's here. It's going over there, all right? Sit down. Right. Oh, we don't need the coat hanger. No, it's too late. Adion, before we start, you know we're very hospitable here. Yes. Can we offer you a drink? What do you want? Whiskey, gin, bourbon, rakia?
Whiskey?
Whiskey?
Yeah.
Do you know what? I know Ardian is feeling a bit sick.
I am a bit sick, yes.
I know, it's not COVID, but you know what?
It's not COVID.
Because I don't trust you, I came prepared.
Oh.
So if you're thinking of hugging me again, just stay there. You know? Can we get Ardian a nice whiskey, please? The staff are very slow here.
All right.
Sorry if you've experienced slow service here before, but we've got one guy. A bon whiskey. That's it. Do you want a warm whiskey or a cold one?
Just a normal.
Get him any whiskey.
Without ice.
Because without ice.
No
so
ice.
not on the rocks.
Not on the rocks.
Because the Americans got things. Give me a bourbon on the rocks.
On the rocks.
Like 20 years of my life, I didn't know what it meant on the rocks. What do you mean on the rocks? Do you know what it means on the rocks? Very American thing.
Put some mud too.
Now, for those of you who don't recognise Ardian and his very classic good looks, I did comment on your jumper before. You know, it's a typical white cricket jumper from England. You're not playing cricket, are you?
No.
God for that.
I mean, I like watching it, but
it's the most how can you like watching it? It's the most boring sport in the world.
That's fine. That's fine.
That's very professional.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
Should I pour this in somewhere
Please,
for you?
please.
Because we like to do it right here.
All right.
But what was I saying? Because I've forgotten. I've got a very short memory.
We were talking about soccer.
No, we were. We were talking about cricket. But now, I was saying, for those of you who don't know Ardian, the chances are you've either been into one of his restaurants, you've attended one of his schools. What else could they have done?
Club.
They could have gone, hey, I've got a bone to pick with you.
Listen to my radio.
Or listen to, what's it called?
Glam radio.
Glam. Anybody listen to Glam radio?
Yeah.
Good.
Yes.
Well, for those of you who haven't, on a few states island, tune into it. 'Cause, then you can tell me what it's like. But I've got a bone to pick with you. I got thrown out of your...
It's younger people. It's not for you.
Well, that's probably right. Tell him I'll kill him at the end of the show. I got thrown out of your club. All I said, very innocently, I said, where are the drugs? I just wanted to know whether people didn't. Can I ask a serious question?
Did they beat you? Or
They threw me. They didn't just beat me. You know, one of those?
Yeah.
Threw me straight out.
Yeah. But you look okay. Yeah.
I'm a burra. A burra. And nobody screws with me.
Ç'është duke thonë edhe njëri po.
But I have to ask you a question. I'm only asking because this lot are students. Now, when you're students...
You know what? When the conversation gets heated,
Yeah.
I'll tell you a joke about burr.
Tell me now. I'm waiting.
No, no.
Okay, he's going to tell me a burr joke. But before we get to the burr joke, I just want to know about drugs. It's a big thing in any nightclub, right?
Okay.
And I'm only teasing. I didn't ask for drugs there. They were there,
Well,
but I didn't. But in England, look, the thing is, it happens. Drugs happen in clubs. Do you do anything to control that, or do you just accept it like every other nightclub boss does
We
that?
actually don't accept it, and we condemn
Doesn't
it.
accept it. I'm not going back again.
I'm probably one of the very few, if not the only, club owners that hasn't tried drugs or not even marijuana. You know,
I've been told to move this, by the way. They were very subtle.
Yeah,
It's okay.
I can have it
You
here.
can put it
I
there.
can have it here. Yeah.
Carry on.
And basically, what we do, we have cooperation with the local police, and we actually invite them to come and send in their people, their civil police. You know.
But how do we know that they're not taking the drugs? How do we know it's not a little, you know?
How do we know?
How do we
I don't
know?
I mean, if
But
they're
you
the
against
police,
drugs?
I am against.
Completely anti-drugs.
Completely.
Why?
Completely because they are artificial, and me, I didn't even drink alcohol until the age of 16.
Really?
And you know, you had to look cool, and sometimes, you know, when we were in high school.
These lot are all students, by the way, you know.
Yeah.
You can
Well,
see by the way they dress.
I'm sure they know the tricks. So
yeah.
when we weren't brave enough to ask a girl out,
Yeah.
We would
I'm still not brave enough.
listen. We would just take some beer and just drink like this, just so that we smell like beer and we act like we're drunk and.
Oh, you're burras. You show
Yeah, yeah.
your...
So it was one of the tricks. And then if the girl says no, we say, hey, you know about last night? I think I did something stupid. I was drunk, you know, so just please excuse me.
Be honest, did it work?
Yes?
Is your wife watching this show?
Well,
She knows.
She knows. She knows the trick, you know.
So, hang on, so what other tricks did you get? Because you weren't drinking, just a bit of pretend. You weren't doing drugs.
Yeah.
How did you get girls?
No, basically, I said that I'm gonna get in good mood. I'm gonna get happy. I'm gonna get brave to ask the girl out on my own. If I needed some other substance to make me brave, to make me happy, to make me this and that, you know, I'm a loser. So
Are you listening at home?
So
Because that is about the most important thing I've heard in a long time. You actually don't need anything to get you high or to give you courage. In fact, it's better not to have anything.
Yeah.
Like this lot, I've got nothing.
So,
Sitting there. Hey, I've got another thing that I read about you.
all right.
It's big, this. You're going to like this.
All right.
It says that in 30 years, do you know what I'm going to say now?
Yeah.
I bet everybody's had it. In 30 years, you're going to make 100 billion.
27 more years to go.
I'm going to write this down. What's the date today? Is it the 12th?
Actually, the date, my deadline is September 27, 2048.
September 27th.
Yeah.
That's when you and I are going to speak again. Because with 100 billion, how are you going to get, seriously, how are you going to get to 100 billion?
In fact, I believe I'll reach it a lot faster. And I've broken it down in 3 decades, 3 times of 10 years. So end of the first 10 years, my goal is to reach 100 million. So September 27, 2028.
I'm going to mark these down because then I can come back and give you a phone call.
Go ahead.
So hang on,
And
10th. No, wait a minute. The 10th of what?
No, September 27,
September
2028.
27th. Right, 2028.
And good that you have it on camera because you can always go back to the camera.
Why am I writing it down?
Yeah,
Just in case.
you
What if you steal the film?
No. Well, write it down then.
100
write
million.
it down. Yes, 100
Do you all
million.
want to make notes on this? 100 million.
Yes.
Okay.
September 27, 2038.
Got it. When's the next one?
September 27, 2038,
2038
1 billion.
billion. Now, this is the interesting one. How do we go from 1 to 100? Although they say
So, no.
the first billion is the hardest.
Listen, basically, I made this decision. I set this goal on September 27, 2018. And 1 year later, I read on the news about Bernard Arnault, the owner of Louis
LVM
Vuitton.
Group, yeah.
LVM, Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy Group. He did, from 2009 to 2019,
Yeah.
from 1 billion to 100 billion. Now he's worth about 180 billion. So 2 years later, 2.5 years later, almost another 100 billion. So the reason I say this is because I truly see it in my imagination, in my crazy imagination. And I've, you know, even...
You know what Steve Jobs says about the crazy ones?
Yeah.
What did he say? Because I've forgotten. But I know he said something.
Yeah, he says that the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are actually the ones that actually
do it. Did you
do
get
it.
that? I think that's brilliant.
Yeah, so-
I think that's brilliant.
You know,
Yeah, but he was nuts.
well,
But no, the one thing about Steve Jobs that is not many people know unless they saw the movie.
nuts means not normal, si
Yeah.
normal. And not normal means you are extraordinary.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, I used to have an assistant, and when he would see me do something really nice, you know, he's like, "Oh, si normal," you know. I said, "Yeah, because you are normal."
But, yeah,
you know?
but they're not.
Sí,
you know,
normal.
the thing is, to do business, and we were talking about this before, you have to be a little bit mad.
Yeah, you have to.
Because that road, and I'm sure there's loads of, I mean, Kosovo is the youngest country in Europe, isn't it?
Yes.
There's going to be loads of people that really want to go into business.
Listen, you don't have to be in business to be successful. You don't have to be in business to become wealthy or successful in your field. Anyone can be the most successful in the world in any field that they choose, in any profession, you know, and they could end up being even billionaires and the best in arts, in sports, in whatever.
So what motivates you then? Is it just money?
Well, no.
Because if it is 100 billion,
No.
you won't be any more happy with 100 billion than 100 million, I reckon.
See, I think it was Bill Gates that said that after 10 million or 100 million, the hamburger tastes the same
Yeah,
again.
It's all right for Bill Gates to say that because
Yeah,
he's got 100
but
million.
Listen,
Cheeky is
no.
Bill Gates.
Point is that we can all become successful. It's how hard we want to work. And basically for me, I'm 41. You know, I look much younger when I shave. So
I thought you were 28 when you came
yeah,
in.
now during the pandemics, I've gotten more white hair, you know, so.
It's called grey, actually.
Yeah, great.
You can say white. You don't want white, because white is when you're over about 90.
All right.
The hair goes white.
All right.
Until about
And
50,
so,
you're grey.
back to your question. I've lived basically 18 years of my life in the pre-war times. And I remember when it was illegal to watch movies in Albanian. We used to be in our houses and close our windows with dark green, what do you call them? Curtains.
Blackout, actually.
Yes,
blackout.
blackout.
curtains. Yeah.
And put the video cassettes and put the volume very low so that someone from outside doesn't hear, because otherwise the whole family would get in trouble. So I've lived the times when the Serbian regime closed the schools.
Yeah.
I've lived the times when our Serbian classroom teachers, Serbian language teachers, would poison the students. And I lived near the hospital, and I still have the images of the young students who were being poisoned, and they were all shaking and you know, white
Foaming.
yeah, from the poisoning. So for me,
But you were at this school. You were going to, and you weren't poisoned, or you didn't?
No, luckily.
Accidentally? You mean you didn't? You just accidentally managed to avoid it?
I was lucky
you didn't
enough
know
to
it was
be.
happening.
No, no. Well, we were hearing about it, you know, but luckily it didn't happen to my classroom, you know, to my classmates. But I was in grade 5 when the schools were closed, and we used to go to houses secretly. And I was 10 years old, and I still remember only the first class from our homeroom teacher. He said that if you see someone behind you 3 times, don't come to school, you know? Because that would have meant that they would discover where our school was and torture everyone.
Wow.
So it was hard times, and so my father was also very active in the liberation cause, freedom, you know, and I always grew up thinking what I can do as Ardian to help my country and my people, you know. And so I discovered that I was an entrepreneur, and then I got to attend American education, which basically opened the door to an American education, but also literature in English, which you find books on success, books on biographies of successful people, and then you see how even single individuals made huge changes in the world. And so I was inspired by these people, and ever since I believe that even me or any one of us can make huge changes in the world.
So how do you want to change it? If we keep it, because I know your businesses are predominantly in Pristina.
Let me tell you. So when I reached the 4 or 5 billion.
Hang on, I've got 27th of September, 100 million.
So
I just want to get these dates. 2038. 1 billion.
Listen. 1 billion is.
That's 1 billion. 2030. Yes. I've got it. I can write, you know.
So around 2040, I would assume that I'll be 4 or 5 billion, and then when I reach that, I will donate 1 billion.
Oh, you're doing it. Hang on.
So basically, I mean, whether you have 4 or 5 or 6, it doesn't really matter. But for a country like ours, small country, 1 billion can solve a lot of problems. I plan to go to Harvard or to Oxford or to Cambridge and say, hey, how much would it cost to have this kind of university with the same professors in Pristina? 250 million.
Oh, don't worry, they'll take your money. Oxford and Cambridge, by the way, very good at taking people's money.
Here is the check.
But hang on, I mean, let's get a bit more real. Let's get a bit closer to home.
Okay.
Because you don't need to make 1 billion to give away something, you know. In fact, I'm going to make an announcement now.
Yeah.
Because we had a little chat earlier, because for those of you who don't know, Ardian has also got Sushiko, right?
Yes.
Which, is it a franchise?
Yes, it's a franchise.
We'll talk about that afterwards.
It's the #1 basically in sales in the entire franchise.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, I'm impressed. And actually, I'll be very fair. I've been there a lot of occasions, and I tell you before, there's only one rotten dinner. Not rotten, but only one that went wrong. Oh, we discussed that. Yeah. That happens to everybody. Things go wrong. Yeah. What was I going to say about money? Oh, yeah. You don't need 1 billion to give away because you're just about to give away something. Because I asked you before, what do you do with all that sushi and all that food that isn't fresh? And you said you put it in the bin.
Well, it's not that it's not fresh, but whatever is sold, and whatever is left, we throw it away.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Now we're gonna help the dogs.
Ardian is giving it to the dog home.
Yes.
I think it's great because actually, I've got to highlight some other friends of mine that have Ponte.
Okay.
They feed all the locals' dogs, and not with scrap food, because there's a pizza. It's not this bad food, but they don't want the dogs to be sick from pizza because they do get sick from bread. Yours is all fish and rice. That's what sumo wrestlers have. You're going to have a load of really tough dogs around your neighbourhood, all sumo dogs. But listen, I think that's a great... I'm glad you've done that, because you didn't realise that that food can actually do some good.
Truthfully, I mean, thank you for bringing it up because I cannot pay attention to all of the details. You know,
that's the problem with business.
Yeah, well, I have 9 companies, over 500 employees, you know, and I cannot be everywhere and know everything.
Yeah, but the bank expects you to be everywhere, don't they? That's the problem. If you ever have it, I don't know what your borrowings, and it doesn't matter, but you are expected as a CEO to have your eyes on everything. And the reality is, you can't do that.
You cannot do it.
But let's talk about important stuff, because we know about successes, we know about the club, we know about the restaurant. What things didn't work? What things they just screwed up? What went wrong?
What went wrong? Well, I invested in 2013 in Macedonia, a cell phone operator.
Yeah.
Like Z-Mobile used to be here. It was called Albaphone.
I invested in that.
No.
No, don't worry.
I would have known.
What happened?
Basically, after 8 months, we opened our last official Albaphone store in Gostivar. And basically it was mission complete, and we were really mooning, you know, because it was...
Do you know what mooning means in England? Does anybody know what the word mooning means?
Going to the moon.
No, I'm afraid it doesn't mean that. It means you take your trousers down and you show your backside out the window of a car. It's true. I might be wrong, but that's what mooning is. Is that right?
We weren't mooning. We weren't going to the moon.
This guy knows. Is that right?
Okay.
It's right.
Okay.
I'm not going to show you, but you've got to
apologize.
lift your thing up, drop your trousers, and that is mooning. So,
okay, so we weren't mooning, we were going to the moon.
You're going up.
No, basically, business was amazing because it was August and our diaspora had started to come. And basically, we were over 50,000 subscribers. And with 30,000, you are at break even and everything else is
That's a lot of subscribers.
Yes. And it was 8 months. You know, I don't think anybody has ever done it that fast. So we were really, really doing well. And then August 12th, 2014.
You like dates, don't you?
Well,
I've noticed. I'm going to put that down.
It was my second birthday.
Because that's when it... Ah, that's your birthday.
It was my second birthday.
Oh, OK. Not his birthday. Don't clap for him. It's not his birthday. August the 12th. OK. Carry on.
It was my second birthday because it was an almost fatal car accident.
Hang on. Second birthday of what?
Of me being alive again.
How did we get from going up to your second birthday?
Business-wise, I had a car accident.
But when he was 2?
No. August 12, 2014.
Ah, 2014. Got it.
Yes.
Okay, what happened?
So basically, it was on my way back from Gostivar to Pristina to pick up my kids to go to Greece for 4 days only because that was how much time I had for a holiday. I had a horrible car accident. A guy, Albanian, who used to live in Britain, worked as a taxi driver.
Don't blame me if you're looking at Britain.
I mean...
It's because I'm there. But go
on. He worked as a taxi driver in London, and he was thinking that he's driving in London, and he was driving on my side of the road.
Oh.
And we had a direct... So...
I thought you were going to say he was a bad driver, but...
Thanks to him, I have metal in my back for the rest of my life. And basically, I was out for 9 months. I couldn't go back to the company. Yes. Well, I broke my backbone, and also my kneecap was broken in 5 pieces and also off. My wife was even worse. So she was in coma for 2 days. Broke her backbone, her clavicle, her arm, her leg. She basically, her lungs had collapsed, but also had intestines blown up in three parts. So almost tragic, almost tragic.
Jesus,
that's why
you're lucky you're alive.
That's why I say
you might get to 100 billion with this luck.
Second birthday, and so basically. This is it.
Okay, so I've got to ask you something.
You asked me what went wrong? This went wrong.
And you'd really, because we talked about this, having bad business partners. You got a bad business partner, he's going to kill you.
Yeah.
But had you had a good business partner, surely he would have kept things going.
Well, I mean, my business part, I had two investors. I was the main investor with 65% of the
okay.
shares. I had one with 20% and one with 15%, but they were basically passive investors.
Yes, okay.
And I had a good management team, but when I wasn't there, I think they got really wealthy, but the company went down.
It was,
and when I went back, it was in such bad shape that I had to basically close the company.
right.
You know?
You know, the thing is, people see you and they'll think, you know, like everybody, if they're a businessman, oh, they're just successful, and they don't actually see, we all have failures.
Oh yeah.
There's no such thing as having a business
but
and
you
then
know
trying
what?
something else.
I mean,
and everything, unless you're Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Does Elon Musk have any failures?
Many.
Which ones? Because I can't.
Probably more than anyone in the world. But I say that failures, not only in business but in life, are lessons.
Yeah, well, that's what we say. But it hurts.
It hurts.
I'd much rather have a written paper from God.
No.
He sends down an exam. He says, if this happens, what happens? And gives us a
But
paper like that.
It doesn't work like that. It doesn't
Well,
work
that's
like
the
that.
problem.
And basically, I think God teaches us that lesson when we are still babies. Because when we're babies, we don't know how to walk, right? So
it's very advanced.
at some point, we learn how to walk. But what happens? Most of the families in the world make the mistake of going after the baby and making it a big deal.
Well,
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my
If you
God.
don't do that, they go running into fires and things. You have got to defend them.
No. Well, fires, you should be protective, you know, not to let the kid in fires. But when the kid falls, you know, when they're learning, I've tested it with my kids, and I tell it to everyone. I told my family first, because my daughter is 15, Lisa, and my son, Ramsey, he's 9.
Ramsey?
Yeah,
Who calls their kid Ramsey? Only Gordon Ramsay would call their son. I think it's a great name.
Yeah,
it's
it's
not
my
very
father's
Albanian.
name.
Ah, that's why. But Ramsey isn't an Albanian name.
No, it's
That is about the most unusual name I've ever heard.
well, Ramsey, you use it...
R-A-M-S-A-Y.
I know, you use it in London and the US, but we also use it with an E, Ramsey.
Ah, anybody know that? Is that an Albanian?
Yeah.
That's another thing I didn't know. I'm starting to sound stupid here, you know. So I apologise. I didn't realise Ramsey, because I've never heard
No, I've
of it.
named my son after my father, because...
Ah,
you
okay.
know.
That's nice.
Ramsey Hoja the second. That's
Oh, that's very American.
Yeah.
I'm Alan Fox III, by the way, in
Yes.
case you didn't know. Hey, talking about God and science, do this for me. Hang on, before you do this, I'm going to go... Tss, tss, tss. Now, bring your ears forward. Tss, tss, tss. Is that louder? Tss. Don't lie. Of course it's louder. Your ears are facing the right way. You didn't see last week's show, did you?
No.
Well, that doesn't... Anybody see it? OK, we'll go. Carry on. We're talking about...
Anyway, what were we talking about?
About your daughter and your son, Ramsey.
Yes. So basically, when my daughter was born, I told my family, I said, when my daughter learns to walk and when she falls, first rule is nobody should go and pick her up. Second,
Agreed?
we are all gonna clap and say bravo, bravo.
Well, when she gets up.
Number 3, we say get up, get up, get up, bravo, bravo. Why? Because at that age, without them knowing, because they're still a baby, they learn that falling, which is failing, is not a big deal.
Yeah.
In fact, it's good because it makes us stronger. And we should celebrate failing, falling, because we get stronger and we learn from it. And 2, we should learn to basically stand up on our own, you know? And this logic basically follows us for the rest of our lives. We're gonna go up and down, because people think that success is only like this. you know.
Hang on,
and
who
there's
believes that? Do you
a
believe
lot of
you
ups
start here
and downs,
we
ups
end
and
up
downs,
there?
ups and downs. You know, a lot. And basically, some people don't like the fact that it hurts or it feels bad when they fall, and they just say, "This is not for me."
Yeah, but I've got to tell you,
You know,
that's very polite, just letting your kids get up. In my day, they used to kick us. No, it's true. If we fell, get up! They usually had a couple of beers or wine. Or,
Yeah.
get up!
Yeah.
So we're actually getting quite polite. And actually talking about polite, I was talking about this earlier on, about our society and how woke we're becoming and how soft we are. I think they asked some king of Saudi Arabia a while ago. I might have this wrong, but generally I've got it right. They asked him what car his grandson would drive. And he said, my grandson is going to ride a camel. And he gave this comment after, and he said something like, tough times create hard people. Hard people create easy times create weak people, and weak people create the hard times again.
Yep.
You know, it's like a cycle.
Yep.
And I'm worried that in this society, probably with this lot, young lot, they're getting spoiled a bit. I don't think they do in Kosovo, but in America and Britain, they are really spoiled. So that worries me a lot, actually.
My son started working, last year he worked at the age of 9, not even becoming 9.
It's a little bit hard.
Well,
Where did he work?
At Sushiko.
In your restaurant?
He cleaned the tables, he cleaned the dishes, he helped the waiters. My daughter, she started working at 11 at Green and Protein all summer. And just now, first week of May, we're gonna actually do a video with my son and daughter on how to start a business. Because my son had an idea to start a lemonade stand, lemonade business, which he's gonna sell.
I'll be there, I love lemonade.
Yeah, he's gonna sell during the summer. So we're gonna use it as a case study. And
listen, we need some slave labor here. So if they've got any friends,
Yes.
they want a job at 15,
Yes.
we can abuse them, give them like euro and a day or something like that.
Well,
that's fantastic.
I mean, you can call
Are
it
you paying
abuse.
them? Huh? Are you paying them?
No, I'm just
That's
gonna
not
be
fair.
No.
I disagree. I'm going to
listen.
see your kids.
No,
I'm going to make them fight for their rights.
I'm not gonna pay them.
No, you've got to
because
pay
they're
them.
gonna earn money themselves. They're starting a business.
But they are, but
I
they're
am
working
lending
for
them
you.
money. No, they're not working for
Is
me.
your wife going to watch this?
Yes.
I'd like to make a message to you. Get him paying the kids. They've got to be paid. Who agrees with me? If they're working, they get paid, right? Hold on a second. If you're not that excited about it, you can all come here and work for nothing. No, they've got to be paid.
Listen,
I absolutely.
if you read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, you will see that paying them, you know, a salary makes them slaves of the salary. And actually in Albanian, we have the right word, rogtar, which in the past I thought that rogtar, it's like hamal. You know, the guy that works to lift things for money. But it's actually rogtar. Rogtar, njeri që merr rog. So basically, you become a slave of that. And me, I want to teach my kids to be entrepreneurs. My daughter, she's into design, into food industry. Maybe she'll be, you know, an entrepreneur in that field, but I want them to be entrepreneurs. Even if they're not entrepreneurs, I want them to know how to earn money.
Yeah, but if you're paying them and pay them badly, they're going to think, stuff this.
No.
I'm going to get another job.
He's not listening. You're not listening.
I don't want to listen if you're not paying them.
No. I will lend them money because...
Oh, here we go. Now you're going to charge them interest.
No. Interest free.
Interest free?
Interest free.
I'm coming to work for you.
Interest free. So basically, in business,
yeah.
The first source of financing is the 3 F's: family, friends, and fools. Familia, Shok të edhe budallë që t'japin para bashkë.
They get the word fools, don't worry.
Yeah, but they don't know what it means. So basically, I'm gonna be not the fool, but the family.
Listen, I don't mind that. Listen, is that fair? So you don't pay them, but you give them money interest-free.
Interest-free. And risk-free, because if they don't pay it back,
how much
so
money
what?
are we talking about here? That they get interest-free? Because it might be worth spending a few nights at Sushi Go to get a cheap loan. Well, it's only an idea. I thought it was quite a good idea. How do you achieve happiness? And we know it's not through money.
No.
Because, okay, if you have enough money to survive, great. But you don't need excess amounts to be happy, because the chances are you'll be more unhappy with more money. How do we teach kids to aim for happiness rather than just entrepreneurship money? Because I'm starting to get concerned about our social media activities. Everybody wants to get rich quick. Nobody wants to get rich slow anymore, the normal way. It's got to be a get-rich-quick scheme. And they're all obsessed with Instagram. I bet your kids are on Instagram all the time, and Facebook. You're going to say you control it.
My daughter's 15.
Yeah.
My daughter opened her Instagram account on her 13th birthday. Everybody
Quite
else...
young.
Well, no. Her classmates started at 7, 8, 9.
You are kidding.
Yeah.
I'm disturbed.
And at times she would say, hey, it's only me in my class, you know, that doesn't have an Instagram. And I said, no, sorry, you know. So as parents, we need to be tough as well.
But are you, I mean, your goal for your kids, and it should be for everybody, is it achieving something or is it simply achieving happiness? Because that is the key to living.
Okay.
And we forget about this and we get there too late. I learned last week.
Basically, we should find out why we exist. Why did God or nature send us to this earth? Why do
I
we
have my
exist?
theory.
Well, I mean, everyone should look for theirs. Why did God bring you to this world? What are you going to do that is going to help your family?
Well, I could say that. I don't want to upset the people who are religious. But
No, it's not about religious.
Or believe in God?
I believe in God.
All right.
But no, it's not about, I mean, religious people say God, non-religious people say nature. So whatever, you know, you want to think, that's a different story. I don't want to go into it, but we should look, why do we exist, you know? And me, I have come to believe that I exist to do things to make the lives of my nation first, and then later the world as well, if, you know,
If we get to the...
if I get there.
2038.
Yeah,
That's
2048 is 100 billion. 2048.
2000? Okay, sorry,
Yeah.
I missed a date there, but
Yeah.
that's the 100 mark.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'll tell you how I intend to get there.
Oh, we haven't got there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so-
but once you got the first billion, it's not so hard making more.
No.
That's what they say. But let's stick on the thing about happiness, because I want this lot
Yeah.
to go away, because they always say it's an educational program.
Basically, all things are learnable. Everything is learnable. And when I did my MBA in 2009, by the end of the program, we would have some courses in chemistry, biology, physics, and I said, what the hell? You know, what does biology, chemistry, physics have to do with business? And then...
Oh, it's got a lot to do with business, actually.
Yeah, but basically what I learned is that these sciences talk about the principles of the universe, you know? How the universe functions, how organisms function, how the body functions. And that basically there is so much harmony in the way they function. And basically, I came to realize that in essence, everything is easy.
If we make it easy.
No.
No, if we make it easy, it's easy.
Listen, everything is easy in essence. Anything that we want to achieve is easy. You know when it's not easy? When we don't know it. It's like in math. I'm sure it happened to all of us, that, you know, when we get a new formula, a new chapter, and then we say, oh my God, it's so complicated. You know, we can't solve this problem. And then once we learn the formula, we say, oh, easy, let's do it again. Give me another one. Give me another one. Or what's your name? And for example, I would struggle, and then you say Alan. Ah, it's so easy. It's Alan, for example. My point is, when we don't know things, of course we're going to struggle. Once we learn it, it's easy. So with everything in life, in any profession, all we need to do is learn what it takes. You know?
If you had to give that,
basically, they say that just study 1, 2, 3 successful people in that field that you're interested in, see what they've done, replicate what they've done, and eventually you will achieve the same results, if not more.
All right, if you had to give my lot here, this lovely young lot, one last word of advice about life, just about life, what would it be? What are they going to go away with tonight thinking, you know what? I'm going to relate to that. What would it be?
Life is beautiful, despite all the difficulties it may bring. Life is still beautiful. And it's how we want to see life, it's how we want to see the difficulties, it's how we want to accept the difficulties. But in terms of reaching success, any one of us, it doesn't matter your wealth, your family's wealth, your status in the society, it doesn't matter. I have created 2 millionaires out of nothing. One is from a village, and one is basically, his father was a school employee, you know, and they are both millionaires out of Pristina.
That's brilliant.
So,
and listen, you know, from somebody actually who survived a really serious car crash, had businesses go down, and still aiming for the 100 billion, we are all going to be there to greet him, aren't we? All of us.
Of course.
So listen, I'm going to say thanks a lot for coming. Thank you for Adion Hodja for coming along. And listen, we'll see you next week, hopefully, and we'll see you the guests then. It's a surprise. Thanks, Dr. Adion. Thanks a lot, Adion.